South Korea's first lesbian dating show, ToGetHer, only just began, but it's already making waves, and not for the reasons you'd expect. Instead of the actual romance or cast chemistry, the spotlight's been taken over by various controversies. Serious concerns have been raised, from claims that one cast member crossed the line with others, to suspicions that one of the participants is distorting the truth. So here's a breakdown of what's really unfolding behind the scenes. Only 3 episodes of ToGetHer have aired as of May 2nd, but the drama surrounding it has already exploded beyond the show itself. Even people who haven't watched it know the name, mostly because of one cast member, Riwon. She's been at the center of the storm, accused of pretending to be a lesbian just to get cast for the show and of having worked as a cam girl. Seeing as these accusations were pretty serious, Riwon didn't stay silent. Through an Instagram post, she clarified that while she had dated men before, that didn't mean she was faking anything, as her past relationships didn't define her current identity. She even spoke about one ex-boyfriend who made her life miserable and who was alleged to have started the rumors in the first place. Riwon said that he had harassed her, threatened her, and turned violent whenever she tried to leave. As for the camgirl rumor, Riwon confirmed she had been a racy streamer but denied that it ever involved physical contact with any of her viewers, shutting down the more extreme claims. At first, Riwon gained a lot of support. Her emotional story struck a chord with viewers, and many rallied behind her, asking that people stop attacking her online. But that sympathy didn't last long. Things took a sharp turn when Hong Yol, the youngest cast member, came forward with serious claims. In a long social media post, she shared an uncomfortable experience involving one of the show's participants. She made it clear up front that there was no romantic connection between them, just casual, friendly contact after filming. That's when things got strange. According to Hong Yol, the woman suddenly invited her on an overseas trip. At first, Hong Yol thought it was a harmless suggestion, but then the woman started talking about something called a meal date. For those unfamiliar, meal date is slang in Korea used mostly in camgirl circles to describe paid dates with viewers who've spent a lot of money on them. Once Hong Yol caught on to what was allegedly being implied, she turned the offer down immediately. She stated that she wasn't the only participant on the show to receive such an offer, adding, "False claims of putting the past behind should not be used as a mask to easily manipulate public opinion regarding one's sexual orientation or actions in the industry." She asked the public not to jump to conclusions or twist what they saw, but the damage was already done. Without saying a name, she heavily hinted that another contestant, clearly Riwon, had made her feel uncomfortable and had a questionable past involving paid dates. The mention of meal dates and vague references to being targeted made it easy for viewers to put the pieces together. Seeing the post, international fans were enraged. Many were furious, accusing Hong Yol of being reckless and calling her out for making such bold claims without taking responsibility. Some argued that someone as young as her shouldn't have been cast on the show to begin with, saying she clearly misunderstood the situation. Others believed she was using the post to distance herself from Riwon, trying to draw a clear line between them by airing it all out publicly. A Twitter user wrote, "I can't imagine how Riwon feels when she's so excited to go overseas with them, but gets accused of being inappropriate." A few also called out Hong Yol's references to Riwon's sexuality, especially accusing her of masking it, considering that all the contestants on the show had discussed their experiences of dating men as sapphics, with people accusing her of being predatory towards someone much younger and even calling her a call girl. Riwon finally broke her silence. She hadn't spoken up earlier because she was under a 30-day social media restriction after the show aired, and the production team had asked her to stay quiet to avoid making things worse. But as the situation spiraled, she felt she couldn't stay silent any longer. She started by apologizing to the staff and acknowledged that, given her reputation as the show's most controversial contestant, people probably wouldn't believe her. Still, she wanted to be honest. She didn't deny having done adult live streaming in the past and admitted she wore a mask while doing it out of shame. She knew it wasn't something to be proud of, and even said she understood that many people grow up poor without going down the same path. At one point, she admitted feeling like taking her own life, but said she held back because she didn't want to cause further damage to the show. Riwon also opened up about what happened behind the scenes. After filming ended, she said she tried to return to everyday life, but said that even before the show aired, some of the cast were already against her. According to her, rumors were spreading behind her back, calling her a sugar baby, and one contestant even went out of their way to gather proof of her camgirl past. Still, Riwon claimed she stayed professional and sincere throughout filming. She also said she understood Hong Yol's perspective and how someone might feel uneasy being linked to a person with a messy past, but denied any accusations that she had tried to persuade her into being a cam girl. Riwon also pointed out that she hadn't done a live stream since September 2024, so dragging someone into an industry she'd already left didn't make sense. She insisted she wasn't the kind of person who'd involve someone young in something shady. Toward the end, Riwon also mentioned a confrontation with another cast member who had apparently assumed the worst of her, believing she tried to take a younger girl along on one of her trips just because of her past. That assumption led to a conversation between the two, but she didn't share the details. From her story, it seemed likely that someone from the cast had influenced Hong Yol, making her believe that Riwon's past meant she had shady intentions. That might have been what caused Hong Yol to misunderstand the trip invitation entirely. She added, "I told Hong Yol that we should go to Thailand during filming because we liked similar food, in front of the camera and mics. Why twist my words like that?" She also pointed out that if she really tried to have a meal date with another contestant and drag her into the camgirl industry, the production team would have sued her and cut her out of the show, not put out a statement defending her. Riwon ended her message by acknowledging that her past was messy, and she understood why some of the other contestants felt let down or embarrassed because of her. She apologized, not just for what she used to do, but also for not being upfront about it from the beginning. But what truly alarmed people was her emotional state. She said that if ending her life could somehow make things right for the show or the people hurt by the backlash, she would do it. She admitted she wasn't afraid of passing away and said she understood the anger people had toward her. She also mentioned that her friends were now being mistaken for camgirls just because they knew her and she didn't want to bring more pain to anyone else. It was also stated that she would leave the public eye as soon as the show stopped airing. Riwon also shared screenshots of a Kakao Talk chat she had with Hong Yol, trying to clear things up. According to a Twitter user's translation, the messages showed Riwon offering to introduce Hong Yol, who hopes to become a singer, to someone she claimed was a Billboard executive. She said she worked as a TikTok agent and that her company's CEO was in charge of Billboard Korea. When Hong Yol asked who this supposed executive was, Riwon gave a name but blurted out in the screenshot she posted. That didn't stop people online. Someone adjusted the image brightness and figured out the name behind the blur. Choi Si-hoon, the husband of singer Ailey and a former contestant on Singles Inferno Season 1. This is where everything started to feel off. As far as anyone knows, Choi Si-hoon has no ties to Billboard and isn't known to run any TikTok agency. That made people start questioning what exactly was going on. Another part of their conversation surfaced, revealing how tense things had gotten between Hong Yol and Riwon. In one message, Hong Yol told Riwon to stop acting like they were in a relationship, hinting that Riwon's behavior felt too personal. She also pointed out that Riwon had posted an Instagram story right after she had posted hers, implying it didn't seem like Riwon felt remorse. At one point, Riwon had messaged Hong Yol saying she would take her own life, and Hong Yol pushed back, saying she could just as easily say the same. But what really caught attention was a moment when Hong Yol confronted Riwon directly, calling her a criminal and saying what Riwon used to do is illegal in Korea. Riwon didn't deny it. Instead, she responded with, "It's embarrassing and wrong. I know, I'm sorry." After Riwon shared the conversations, public opinion quickly split. Some people rallied behind her, feeling she was being unfairly attacked by both the public and Hong Yol, but others changed their stance after reading through the messages. The mention of Si-hoon and the claim that Riwon was setting up a meeting for Hong Yol with a Billboard executive raised a lot of red flags. People found it suspicious, especially considering Si-hoon's past rumors about working in a host bar. There were also alleged inconsistencies in Riwon's statements. According to a translation, she first claimed Si-hoon was the president of her agency and the head of the Korean Billboard team. But later, when explaining the situation, she denied Si-hoon was the CEO, which made people question her credibility. On top of that, there are allegations that Riwon doesn't even work at the TikTok agency she claimed to represent. An influencer shared that Riwon had asked her about the agency months ago, saying she wanted to work there but later changed her mind. The influencer now doubts Riwon's story, suspecting that she's pretending to be an agent based on the details the influencer had given her. So far, most of the other contestants have remained silent on the issue, with the exception of Gina, who made a vague comment asking people to stop tormenting victims, though it wasn't clear who she was referring to or where she stood on the matter. The controversies surrounding the show have also led to the postponement of episodes 3 and 4. In response, the production company decided Display issued an official statement. They acknowledged the concerns raised by viewers and explained that the controversy had cast doubt on the show's authenticity and direction. They expressed worry about the impact on the cast, the LGBT community, and the audience. They also denied the accusations that cast members were recruited with inappropriate intentions, stating that all participants underwent a thorough verification process. They addressed earlier suspicions regarding Riwon, explaining that while concerns were raised in internal meetings, no clear evidence linked her to any wrongdoing at that time. Regarding the meal trip incident with Hong Yol, the production team admitted they had no clear evidence to back up those allegations, but promised to take swift action if any credible information surfaced. In the meantime, the delay in airing the episodes will be used for an internal review and restructuring. Where do you stand on this? Do you think Riwon is being treated unfairly, or is there more to the story than we're hearing? Share your thoughts below, and thank you for watching.